This story comes from a family who moved into what they thought was their dream home, but it quickly turned into a nightmare they couldn't escape. John and Melissa had saved for years to buy their first home. It was a charming old house, nestled on a quiet street, with creaky floors and vintage windows. Their two kids, Emma and Noah, immediately started exploring every nook and cranny, giggling as they ran through the hallways. But strange things started happening on the very first night. Melissa woke to a faint tapping sound. It came from somewhere in the house. Thinking it was just the old pipes, she tried to go back to sleep. But then she heard it again. This time it was louder and closer. Melissa, whispering, "John, wake up! Do you hear that? John!" Houses make noises. Melissa turns off the bedside lamp. A shadow crosses the doorway. She gasps, but when she looks again, it's gone. In the days that followed, things escalated rapidly, and the atmosphere grew increasingly tense. The dog refused to go into the basement, growling and barking at the door as if sensing an unseen presence. Emma claimed she saw a man with no face standing at the top of the stairs, his figure looming ominously. Noah woke up crying one night, insisting someone had been sitting on his bed, leaving an impression on the mattress. The family began finding scratches on the walls, almost like claw marks, appearing overnight without explanation. But the strangest thing was the basement door, which seemed to have a mind of its own. No matter how many times they locked it, every morning, it would be wide open, as if inviting something in. John decided to confront whatever was down there, despite the fear gnawing at him. Armed with a flashlight, he ventured into the basement, with Melissa waiting anxiously at the top of the stairs, her heart pounding. The basement is cluttered with old furniture and dusty boxes, remnants of forgotten times and memories. The flashlight flickers as John moves deeper into the room, casting eerie shadows that danced on the walls. Suddenly, the door slams shut with a loud bang, and Melissa screams, her voice echoing through the house. The flashlight drops from John's hand, casting erratic shadows on the walls, making the room feel even more sinister. A low growl echoes through the basement, sending chills down John's spine. Melissa frantically tried to open the door, but it wouldn't budge no matter how hard she pulled. Inside, John swore he felt something brush past him, something cold and heavy, like a ghostly presence. When the door finally opened, John emerged pale and shaken, his eyes wide with terror. What they found made their blood run cold. The more they read, the more their fear grew. Decades ago, a man had lived in the house. His presence still seemed to linger in every corner. He was a recluse, obsessed with the occult. His life was shrouded in mystery and dark practices. Neighbors reported seeing strange rituals in the basement. They whispered about the eerie chants and flickering candlelight. When he died, the house remained empty for years, until John and Melissa moved in. They had no idea what awaited them. But that wasn't the worst part. The house seemed to have a life of its own. The articles mentioned something else. Every family who lived there reported feeling like they were being watched, an unseen presence always lurking. Some even claimed they couldn't leave the house as if it wouldn't let them go. The walls seemed to close in, trapping them inside. They decided to leave everything behind. Staying one more night wasn't an option, but as they drove down the street, Emma screamed from the back seat. Melissa swore she saw the basement light flicker on, even though they had cut the power before leaving. They never returned to the house. They sold it as quickly as possible, but sometimes late at night, Melissa still wakes up to the sound of faint tapping. And when she looks at the window, she swears she sees a shadow watching her. Some houses never let you leave. Not really. This story was based on real events. If you have a tale of your own, share it in the comments. You never know who or what might be listening.